besides these things, you also have to be careful with your system implementation and the way you deploy your server, and you have to make sure that your infrastructure hardening is done properly as per your requirements to make it more secure. Now we have three different layers of networking. I won't be going into their depths, but I'll be telling you that the vCloud Director usually works with the vApp networking, which means each vApp is only connected to its own vApp and can be accessed to another vApp if you give access. Like it's in your hands to give that access. And this is usually done for security purposes as well. Moving on. We obviously would all like to know what the benefits of using this vCloud Director is and what its key features are. Now, as we talk about the benefits, it increases business agility. Basically, vCloud Director helps us in deploying servers with the click of a button, and your system is ready, your server is ready. So obviously, it increases business agility in that sense because it's very fast. And then it maintains security, as I mentioned before, the measures that we have to take to keep it a secure environment. And it reduces costs. Now, initially, I don't know if you remember, but I told you there's one product called VMware vCenter Chargeback, which is a product of VMware. And this is used for end-to-end cost calculating, actually. And it reduces costs because you're not using physical storage. It's just virtual spaces, and you can deploy them and you can undeploy them. You can reassign those resources to another server. And then it already leverages the existing investments as well. Now moving on to the key features, the vCloud Director creates virtual data centers, as I told you, the logic constructs. It supports multi-tenant environments. Resources are shared amongst different clouds, but then you can have different business units or different divisions, and each of these divisions have their own policies, have their own LDAP authentications, have their own security. And then vShield security technologies, the main thing being the vShield manager. It basically helps in perimeter protection. It totally depends on how much you want to configure it. You can also have port level firewalling, and you can have site-to-site VPN and things like that. Then the infrastructure service catalog. It basically is a catalog consisting of all the images and all the templates and everything that you require to deploy your server. You can take an image of any system that you want. Say suppose, let me take an example of SAP. If you want ECC and there are different versions of ECC. So you have different templates because you've taken images and moved them as templates. Now those are stored over here in this service catalog. So what this does is it helps the service providers to reduce troubleshooting, to help in patching, because everything comes ready with your server. Then you have the self-service portal. It's a very user-friendly web interface or web portal where users are given access. And there's automation and orchestration. Basically, whatever daily duties that you perform, they can be automated using an orchestration plugin. And then VMware Cloud Application Program Interface and Open Virtualization Format. I've already spoken about the Application Program Interface. It's used as a client interface, and it's a REST-based API. And it uses the Open Virtualization Format to transfer information or resources between clouds. Now, Open Virtualization Format, because it's independent and very efficient and accessible. Now, we'll be taking you through a quick demo of how to deploy a server.
Before going there, let's introduce you all to two basic terminology here, the virtual app and the virtual machine. This is how our vCloud Director homepage looks like. A virtual app is nothing but a collection of virtual machines. Like suppose there's a practitioner who approaches you and asks for like 3 systems. He wants a landscape of systems where he wants to assign one system as production, quality and development. So in that case, it's easier for us to administer the systems if we create all the virtual machines or all the servers under one particular virtual app. That's nothing but the vApp. Just with one particular click, Like suppose this is the VM which I've already created. And these are the list of virtual machines existing under the VM. So in case I'd like to add additional virtual machines to this particular VM, I just click on add VM. And here, as you can see, these are the different organizational catalogs.
This is the catalog that we were talking about, and these are the different templates that we have in our vCloud Direct.
This is our organizational vCloud, which consists of all these different templates. Like as you can see, EP, ECC6, EHP4, and Windows 2008 OS only. If you want a fresh server just consisting of 2003 server, or 2008 64-bit or 32-bit, whatever, or you also can have Linux templates on these particular vCloud Director. So all these SAP templates which we have here, you can directly choose that template and deploy a system, deploy a virtual machine. And you just have to go through some post-deployment procedures for that. Maybe just changing the host names in all the profile parameters, and setting the swap space. And very basic parameters need to be changed for about 5 to 10 minutes of time it will take. And that is how you can bring your recipe up and running in just an hour. Usually, if you want to install SAP on a fresh server, it takes like almost more than a day, right? So using vCloud Director and using these particular templates, you can get your SAP up and running.
Everything is done, your database, and it's whichever image you've taken, it will be also patched up to that level.
So it's important what template you select. Is that particular template having SAP up and running, and is that template fully designed basically. So just suppose I want to choose these particular things. Yeah, I'm choosing the Windows 2008 OS only template, and I can directly add in here. See, as you can see, I've created two VMs now, two VMs under this particular VM. I just go next, and I give the computer name, whatever, you can just leave it this way.
It's
or,
basically like your host name.
Whatever you want the host name to be. Whatever. And this network, as you can see, this is basically our network where these templates are residing. You choose the particular network, and the IP assignment, it can be either be a static one, like it will auto-generate the particular IP address, or you can manually enter the IP address which is in that particular subnet mask range. And I say next, and it's done.
This is usually adding a VM under a vApp. If you want, and that vApp already existed with a VM, right? But if you're creating a new virtual machine under another virtual app, it also gives you more options, like for how long you want that particular server. You can deploy it for we usually do it for a period of 30 days. But then, so what happens after 30 days is it automatically stops running. The server is, the machine is still present in your console, but it's automatically stopped by the vCloud Director. And it can also, send a mail to whoever is in charge of it through SMTP.
Yeah, we have the SMTP configured in this particular vCloud Director using port 25. That is how the spokes of this particular vCloud Director receive direct emails. Suppose this particular VM6568 is going to stop in a day or two. That is when you get an email, so that you go back to the vCloud Director and check if you want it up and running.
And you can also go back to your clients and inform them that their deployment period has reached an end and the system is going to be down.
So this is where you can see the status. It takes some time to build the server.
All these templates are usually in the sleeping mode. So once you start them, once you deploy them, they take some time to initialize. So that's why it takes a little time before it's up and running.
Once the deployment is done, it's usually in a stop state. We'll have to start it again. And let me show you how to change the different properties. Like suppose you want to add another VM
or another CPU to the virtual machine, or more space or more memory.
I'm creating a fresh virtual app. using a 2003 template, whatever I have. And these are the different organizational catalogs. And we also have public catalogs. Like, for example, say Deloitte is an organization and it has different teams again. So you want the catalogs limited to Deloitte, or you want all the public catalogs to be shown in here. That's the major difference. Like Nitya just mentioned, you can change the runtime lease to maximum of 30 days, starting from 1 hour to 21 days, 30 days, or whatever. And after this 30 days of time, the VApp is automatically stopped. And even a stopped system can exist in the vCloud directory only for 30 more days. After this 30 more days in the stop state, it will automatically delete by itself. That's the major settings which we have created. Hostname. And that's it. We are done with creation. So we can also check the logs of all these VApp creations, or when you have stopped a particular server, rebooted it, restarted it. All those logs are being saved here. As you can just see, created virtual machine. It's still in process, so it's happening.
They were running out of time, but
yeah, we'll just stop it now. Any guidance?
You said you're not running out of time, so I have a lot of questions I can't ask now. Because you embarrass me to ask questions, right? Right, I'm fine. I just want to ask one question because I raised my voice. I want to know how do you get the input for scalability? Is scalability going to affect the people, the end users, no, right?
no, it's not.
How is the scalability going to be? What is the downtime for scalability? If I say that today I have 10 users, tomorrow I want to say that I want to increase to 30 users. So how much is the downtime for people? No downtime at all.
No, see, it's like your normal SAP system. So even if you increase the number of users, unless you're running like long-running programs or something, the performance is...
the performance is coming down. The assumption is that because I increase my users, the performance is coming down. So I say a request that, please, I know the performance is coming down for whatever reasons, because of long-running programs, I have a lot of users coming in. So I say I request, say the request that I want to increase scalability of this. So from a traditional standpoint, I need to get a new CPU. I need to do a new instance for it. In this case, how fast it is? Like what's the downtime?
Let me just show you. We have 1 minute of time.
Yeah, I have. I don't know other guys have it or not. But are you guys hungry?
We can ask another question.
You can ask another question. Come on, man. Let's drag them up. Let them say please.
Basically, to change any properties, they need to be powered off first.
Yeah, like this.